Like, is anybody feuding with Gordon Ramsay right now? Can we do that?
That's one fight to the death we will not win.
And he will cook us.
Yes.
Honeys, we're home.
Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Sinclairity A Dinosaurs Tale. I am your host. We're gonna need another Timmy,
and I'm
with my co-host.
Hold on, I'm jumping in. I am also your host. Ben, hand up me.
Ben, how are you doing?
I'm on the edge of my seat. Mostly because I don't have a very well designed chair that I use at my desk. But I'm just excited about this episode.
I know this episode is amazing. And if you're listening to this podcast and like just listening to it and not following along and watching the episodes, I highly recommend going back and watching this episode.
Yeah, you can find the DVDs on Amazon for pretty cheap, or a better company probably is a better idea.
Yeah,
but
if you want to cross the pickup line for dinosaurs,
no, I guess like you could always. I want to say pirate it, but I don't know who's going to be listening to this, so don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
I would never. I wouldn't download a car.
Yeah, Lars Ulrich would not approve.
I would not download a hoagie off the internet. But I don't know. I have the DVD, so I get to watch it that way, and it's pretty good. This episode, I would say this past week, preparing for this podcast episode, is when I got in way too deep. I fell too in love with the show. Like, I was talking to our friend Zach, who edits, about it, and I think I just I sent him a picture of the pillowcase from the show that my sister ordered me off eBay, and he's like, "Oh shit, you're in real deep, aren't you?"
I know, and it's only episode 4.
It's just
this whole series could go to shit, and you're invested.
I already got a face tattoo. We got to keep it going. I hope it gets better.
So, what is the title of this episode, Ben?
High Noon, which I assume is a reference. I don't know.
It's like a Western.
Yeah, that's kind of what I got out of it. Shanghai Nights with Jackie Chan.
Yeah, exactly.
And Wow Wilson.
Shanghai Nights. I went on a double date to see that movie.
Oh, really? That's cute.
Yep.
I know I saw both of those movies, but I believe I saw them like on TV or some shit.
Yeah, I definitely saw one of them in theater.
I thought they were so good. I don't know how they hold up. I haven't checked on it.
Honestly, most Jackie Chan movies are pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we'll discuss more of that in our Rush Hour 4 podcast.
Yes. So this episode is High Noon, and I guess a good brief kind of synopsis for the episode is basically that Fran meets a very nice man at the grocery store, and as soon as she meets him, like literally the day of, he challenges Earl to a fight to the death to marry his wife.
God, I can't even ask somebody for their number.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, we'll get into it when we talk about the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Earl is challenged to a fight to the death for his family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like that this guy, if he wins this, he doesn't just get Earl's wife, also gets the kids and his mother-in-law.
He gets everything. He gets the house.
He gets his shoe tree.
He probably gets Earl's outstanding debts to Mo Lester.
Yeah.
And so Ben, since you're deep in the weeds right now, are there any like cool and interesting facts about this episode?
No, not really. No, there are some.
Okay.
Like, okay, here's a little fun fact about this episode, is that there's like a lot of like you see like this giant sock later that it's supposed to be Gary's, and like Earl Robbie references Earl saying bye to his shoe tree, but none of these motherfuckers wear shoes. Like, that was like, there's not really too much. I really like the props in this episode, but we'll get into that as we go through it. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be putting in a lot of random facts and stopping the process a lot of times throughout this episode. I did a little too much research.
All right. No, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Let's get into high noon.
Mm-hmm.
So the episode starts, and with the opening shot is the baby and Ethel. And Ethel is trying to feed the baby.
Yeah, with the grandma train.
The grandma train?
which is the porn site I frequent the most.
Yes, most viewed on xxx.com. The grandma train is trying to feed the baby. and then again, as a current a normal cycle of abuse in this family, she threatens the baby to feed him to a pterodactyl.
Yeah, which is
funny.
Yeah, it's funny. She originally was going to be a pterodactyl, so that's a little a nod to that, I feel like.
It's very meta context going on. And so the baby is being like a baby,
mm-hmm.
and refuses to eat, and eventually he eats, but then he just spits it on her.
Yeah, and when Fran walks in, she tells Fran that he was behaving like an angel.
So yeah, Fran comes home from the grocery store, which I guess is called the Swamp Basket.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And she starts telling Ethel about how she met this wonderful, nice dinosaur named Gary.
Mm-hmm.
And Gary is 50 feet tall.
She can't see his face. That's how tall he was.
Yeah, it was covered by clouds, as she put it. And he helped her with taking the groceries out to the car.
Yeah, she said he carried the cart for her, and she's like, it had wheels on it. I don't really know why.
Like, because he could just carry the entire cart in his hand.
He was showing off. He's like, those kids at a Bible school who carry like 10 folding chairs at once because they want to show off for all the Bible school girls.
Yeah, it's totally unnecessary. But this is a woman whose husband just hates her. So I think she's probably very happy to at least meet someone nice.
And it's gonna, as her mother points out to her, she still has her figure.
Exactly.
Even though she's a mother of 3, she has her figure.
Yeah. So while she's there's also there's a part in this scene where mother like comforts the baby, and then she like walks away, and baby's like, where's the mama? Like, we have already established that this baby is fucking smart as hell. Like, why is he?
It just wants to do an object permanence type joke.
Yeah, like this guy, he's so annoying.
Yeah, and then then Earl gets home, the big loser.
Yeah, like Earl comes in, he gets the mail, and Ethel calls him a loser. The baby starts calling him a loser, and then Earl's immediate response is, "I am not."
And when Fran asked him how his day was, he's just like, "It was uneventful," which is always good. And it's about to be very eventful in 2 seconds, so that's a good drop of that line.
Yes. So while he's talking about it, he opens up the letter and he reads it, and suddenly he is so scared, but doesn't reveal why.
Yeah, he starts asking Fran questions about the guy that she met at the grocery store, without divulging to her that he just got challenged. She doesn't know this yet, but he's like, was he like a short, delicate little wisp of a thing, perhaps? And nope, pretty tall. He asked if he was hunched over and feeble either. Just like, nope, just clouds in his face. His name was Gary.
From this scene, we go to Earl at work, and he starts telling Roy about the letter.
Yeah.
Since he couldn't divulge this important information to his family.
He says, Terror has a new name, and it is Gary. Garer.
Yeah, and then, like, so Roy gets the letter, and he starts reading. It's from, like, a lawyer's office.
Yeah, the law offices of Spikeback, Rib Crusher, and Finsky.
Yeah. And it's just like, so I think this might bring some answers to some of the questions that we've had about about dinosaurs marrying and becoming more civilized.
Mm-hmm.
So it brings up in the letter the code of the wilderness.
Yeah.
So this is interesting to me. I wonder what else is within the code of the wilderness.
Yeah, because we're just hearing about section 412, article 9 right now.
I'm so glad you wrote that down.
Of course I did. My notes, as you and I have shown each other beforehand, my notes are like 6 pages on Word. And yours are just basically the size of your phone screen.
Yeah, basically.
I think it works. It matches up together.
So yeah, he reads the letter, and Earl is so distraught, and Roy is kind of like, I mean, I guess they just kind of accept it. Like, the code of the wilderness is just something they have to abide by for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, like, Roy tells him that, like, if this was the olden days, Gary would have just snuck up behind him and bit off his pelvis. But now he's doing the right thing. He's giving him some notice, letting him decide whether he's going to run or whatever.
Yeah, at least 5 days notice, or 4 days notice.
Yeah, there is an escape clause.
Yeah, escape his clause.
Yeah, you're entitled to escape from his clause.
Not the Santa Claus.
Not Tim Allen.
No.
No one can escape Tim Allen. Okay.
Sometimes I wish I could. You totally fucked that up.
I just didn't. There was like a Laurel Yanny situation. I just didn't have all the register in my voice.
So yeah, he finished reading the letter, and I love that Earl is just like, he's like, I know that they just climbed out of the sludge, but God, I hate lawyers.
Fuck lawyers. Roy thinks it's nice that the lawyers mention, like, when you're, planning out your will, that maybe consider their offices. But
so yeah, so Earl has to abide by the code of wilderness,
yeah.
But I think basically Roy kind of pumped him up that maybe he should fight, I guess.
Just better than his original plan, which was 6 o'clock and I'm dead by 6:03.
Yeah, like he's and then like Roy just brings up like how they're at the apex of civilization, and he keeps bringing up how nice the stationery is.
Yeah, I think this is where they also notice, like, it's going to be Friday, so they have 3 days left. They look at the calendar on the wall, and it literally says Tuesday, 3 days left under it. And there's like a sexy blonde dinosaur on the calendar.
Yeah, because dinosaurs have hair.
Just this one.
Oh, I have this note here, and I don't know what it means.
What is your note?
Oh,
I'll interpret it.
I think it's an Earl quote. I know what it is. It's Earl says something about they both have their advantage. Running when he's talking about running away, It's like they both have their advantages.
Yeah, either be murdered or be cast out as a coward.
yeah. There you go. See our notes, they work together.
Yeah, they lined up. And then it moves on to it's back at the house, and Ethel's reading to baby Sinclair.
I know, and I love it. She closes up the book. She's just like, wrong.
Yeah, it was something about if the heart as long as you try hard enough, anything can happen. And she's just like, nope.
Not with enough fiber.
Yeah,
you don't have enough fiber.
She's like, you can try till you're blue in the face. I really like, there's like a couple different books in this episode. I really wish I had these props.
Oh, I love, yeah. And so Ethel throws away the kid's book and she brings out Lust. Was it Lust in the Swamp?
Yes, that's it. And Fran, you know, doesn't want her to read that to the baby, but she's gonna.
I know. It's something like, was it Ralph on the diving board or something? Something like that.
Yeah, that's as far into the book as we go before we're distracted by everything else going on.
And the baby is very interested in this
yeah, he's
story.
like, ooh. But and then we get there's a delivery. It's a box of Gary's clothes he sent over so that Fran could start doing the laundry.
Yeah, and we also bring Robbie into the episode, who is always the voice of reason in every episode.
Yeah, he brings the package in. He while Fran is figuring out what's going on here now that she knows about the challenge and that Earl's been keeping it inside, Robbie just holds up this giant sock to indicate that Gary is gigantormous.
I know, and Ethel is so excited.
She's like, congratulations, you're a widow.
Yeah. She cannot wait for Earl to die.
Robbie is so great in this scene. He's like, but I like Dad. She's just like, you're just used to him, sweetheart. Trust me, you're trading up.
Yeah. Okay, so here's a great plot twist in this episode. All of a sudden, the family that Earl hates, they love him so much.
They're just used to him.
Oh my god. So in the middle of them discussing the smelly, humongous laundry, Baby's in the kitchen by himself and announces it and just starts ripping up the fucking book.
Yeah, he's alone in there. So Robbie leaves the room, but he leaves us with my favorite line from the episode, though, where he says, I'd like to go on record here. I'm pretty sure killing Dad is wrong. Then he like turns on his heel and marches off.
I don't know. And then like Robbie professes his love for his dad, and then Fran professes her love for him. It's just like, man, that's fucked up.
Ethel's just like, we've mourned long enough. and Fran is like talking about like how Earl carried this burden all day and a lesser male would have blamed her for it, and then then he fucking walks in and starts blaming her for it, of course.
I know. With one of the best lines, the Masta-Don Juan.
Yeah, he had to flirt with some Masta-Don Juan in the Invertebrate aisle. And now I'm gonna die.
Yeah, Earl just fucking slut shames his wife.
Yeah, he's like pushing your cart seductively down the aisles, swinging that tail for the whole world to see. I saw somewhere on the internet that tails are often equated with breasts in this show.
Yeah, it's a thing. Like, there's an episode where Charlene's tail grows a little bit bigger.
Oh no!
So that becomes a point of contention for Earl.
And I'm glad this is like a free the nip type show. Everyone's tails are out.
Yep, tails out for males out.
All right.
So after Earl's slut shaming is interrupted by a telephone call, and it's Stan.
Yeah.
And Stan is trying to plan brunch for Gary.
Yeah, and Earl dutifully takes the message because he's like, I get mad when I don't get my messages. But Gary doesn't live there yet. This is inappropriate.
So he takes the message for him, hangs up, and Earl is like, I think Earl gets a glimpse of the sock, right? Is that?
Yeah, that's how it goes.
He's like, how many feet does he have?
And then Fran tries to convince him to run away because she wants him to be alive, even if he's not going to be with his family. And she
loves him.
Yeah, but he's like, it just seems so wrong to give up my whole family on account of one sock.
I know. that was the first great line that made me laugh. Like the second great line that made me laugh.
That should be like the third. This episode has been full of lines.
Yeah. So it goes to the next scene is they're in their bedroom, and Earl's kind of getting his things together. And in this scene, we find out that Gary is a dilophosaurus.
Yeah, which is a type of megalosaurus, which is what Earl already is. But like, I can't really find out anything about like too specifically about what Earl is. So I don't know what the size differential would actually be. But presumably, like dilophosauruses are presumed to be like 10 feet tall.
Yeah, not 50 feet tall and not 4 feet tall like in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, and in Jurassic Park they add that the cow folded against its neck, and it spits venom at that Seinfeld guy, right?
Newman.
Yeah. Newman. But yeah, I was reading about that for Jurassic Park, and it's like one of the only dinosaurs that was only done with puppetry. Like there was no like added effects to it afterwards. They just had a puppet with like 3 different heads and a couple different types of legs for when it's hopping versus when it's walking. And I don't know, it's pretty cool. It said it was like the main, like the only severe deviation from like scientific veracity, but I don't really think that's true. There's a lot of stuff that was a bit off in Jurassic Park.
Definitely.
But it was also,
in their defense,
yeah,
those dinosaurs are genetically modified anyway.
That's true. And also, we keep learning more and more about dinosaurs over time. That movie is older than us, I think, or older than me. I think it might be your age.
Yeah, because I saw it when I was a little kid.
Well, yeah, I did too. I wasn't at the premiere. I didn't get invited.
Yeah, I was at the premiere. We discussed the inaccuracies of the dinosaurs. The GMO dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So Earl is scared, and then like I love the part where he's like packing his things, and Earl just kind of looks at Fran. He's just like, "Fran, hand me my jammies." He's putting his stuff away, and then I don't think Fran isn't trying to get him to fight, right? Is that
no? She wanted him to run away. He wants to stay and fight. He's just afraid of it, but he wants to do it because he doesn't want to give up.
Yeah, and I love when Earl suggests it's just like, well, you're just gonna have to be with him, but I mean, maybe you could, start slowly poisoning him.
Yeah, at first it sounds like he's just like he's telling her that maybe you'll be happy, and then he's like, nope, I need you to kill him over time.
So after this scene, we go back down into the living room, and Baby and Robbie are watching TV, and we get another great ad on the television.
I love this. This is for Horn Club for Males.
Horn Club for Males with the member and the owner, Spike Sterling.
Yeah, it starts off like there's this couple on a date, and the woman's like, "Gosh, Lyle, I really like you. I just wish you had horns." And Spike Sterling's like, "Ooh, that hurt." So this is a hair club for men reference.
Yeah,
pretty straightforward.
And then was it the baby changes it to wrestling after a while,
mm-hmm.
which is just a precursor.
Okay.
For what's about to happen.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Earl sees his children and how happy they are, and he's so distraught. Like, I love that Robbie is just like, "Dad, I was just thinking, who's gonna take me fishing or throw the ball with me?"
Yeah, and Earl's just like, "Who does that now?" I don't know. I thought we'd start.
Yeah. And then he goes to the baby, and the baby just doesn't want anything to do with his father.
Yeah, but he's proud of him because he's watching TV just like his dad. And he's like, "Who would have thought I'd miss my kids so much?" And he looks over and sees Charlene. He's like, "Oh, I have another one."
He's like, "Oh, Charlene, my she's so blissfully ignorant of what's about to happen to her father.
She's actually tells him that she needs a favor from him, and the favor is for him to leave for the night.
Yeah.
So that he doesn't embarrass her in front of her friends.
Yeah, and then he's just like, "Aw, she's ashamed of me."
He says, yeah, that's a rite of passage. And he says that he doesn't want to leave because he says, I built this family. I raised you kids. Or, well, I watched with interest.
Yeah, watched with interest.
Jesus. At least he admitted it.
What was it? It was the other way. He was just like, he did it. He was sad that he was going to miss these insulting moments.
Yeah, he said he doesn't want to miss any more insulting rites of passage. And he's like, bring on his socks, bring on his shorts, bring on the whole hamper. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to stand alone.
And so we cut to him. He's back at work, mm-hmm. and he's trying to get him and his coworkers to all band together to fight Gary. And his coworkers are just like, wait, Gary's killing you, not us.
Yeah, they're all busy too. One of them has a Yahtzee tournament. The other one's got to get his teeth drilled. And Roy is just like, huh, everybody's got plans. Who'd have guessed? does not pick up on social cues.
Yeah, and we can tell by this interaction that there is no power in the union. So don't even try, guys.
Oh, we're fucked. His labor friends won't come to his defense.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're a tree pusher making $4 an hour,
mm-hmm.
you know, you got other things to worry about.
They got a lot on their plate.
Yeah,
and a lot to put on their plates. To put family on their food.
After his failed attempt at starting the Tree Pushers Union, the Roy, who's the only one left, gives him a book called "So You've Been Challenged."
This is another book that I won from the show.
Yeah, with the old style drawings of the dinosaurs fighting each other.
Yeah, and the subtitle, "How to Get Ready for a Fight to the Death." It comes up so often in my life, I could use it.
Especially from straight edge gangs.
Yeah, I thought we were supposed to start a feud with Days and Days.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, when he said that, I was just like, I don't assume that this is going to be a podcast specifically listened to by people who like the same things we do. That's off of radars.
Doesn't mean we can't start feuds.
I just want to aim higher. Like, is anybody feuding with Gordon Ramsay right now? Can we do that?
That's one fight to the death we will not win.
And he will cook us.
Yes. So after Earl is the book, Roy beats him up, and they go into a montage of Earl training to fight Gary.
It's a pretty good montage involving it starts with him using a punching bag and missing it every time and falling to the ground.
Yep, and they do. There's a pressure point scale there, and Earl gives himself one, and he passes out.
So he's learning. It worked.
Yeah, and then I love the next one is just the chart that shows you how to beg for mercy.
That's the most important one. And throughout this montage, the days keep falling off the calendar, and each one says 2 days left, 1 day left. And it finally gets down to Friday, and Earl keeps trying to put Thursday back on the calendar. And it keeps falling back off.
I mean, they're dinosaurs. They don't really have any concept of time. Well, at least the baby doesn't.
Yeah, they have a calendar for some reason.
A calendar that only counts down to the day you're going to die.
That's true. So the next scene is Earl being woken up by his alarm clock.
He wakes up to his caveman alarm clock, which is pretty sick.
Yeah, I want that.
I gotta admit. And then this is the part in the episode that I thought was pretty funny, where Earl just thanks all the inanimate objects in his house. Yeah,
he gets very sentimental. This isn't a very annoying alarm. He's already sentimental about just that even. What is on that subject? What is your alarm like?
My alarm is on my phone, and it's the little the radar sound that comes with the iPhones?
Mine is like a song, and I don't even remember the name of the band anymore. But like, it used to be like I used to have different like hardcore songs. So it'd be like, it'd fucking like jolt me awake, but then that did not work for my partner at all. She could not be jolted awake especially because I used to work several hours before she did. But I switched to something that starts off a bit more steady, but still gets loud, so wake me up.
Yeah, you got Evanescence?
Yeah, with Wake Me Up Inside by Evanescence.
Or, you can have, it's clobbering time. I'm sick of it all.
I wish I could even, it's so funny to me that I have this song as my alarm. I can't even remember the band name. I think the band was canceled anyway.
Is it Cheap Girls?
No. No, it's Sorority Noise. But it's not even like on my phone. The only song left on my phone is that alarm that I haven't changed in like 4 years.
One time I considered setting it as that Smoker Fire song.
Yeah.
Where it just starts up with like, wake up, it's time to go. And it's like, it's about California burning down.
You know what? I should do it with Bone Thugs and Harmony, like first of the month, but because it has the wake up, but then I'd forget what day it was.
Well, no one knows what day it is right now in quarantine.
That's true. I hope that we release these episodes in a time frame which makes sense. The fact that we keep referencing quarantine.
Who cares?
Because if we would have recorded this earlier this year, every episode we'd be like those fires in Australia. And now, if you bring up the fires in Australia, people are like, "What the fuck are you talking about? That was 8 years ago."
It burned the virus.
It's wild. I only remember the fires because I was listening to like a live set that I recorded for like a benefit for the fires earlier this year.
Yes. Save the koalas.
Save the koalas. The koalas can't get coronavirus, I hope. They're so cute.
Only cats.
Wait, can cats get coronavirus?
Cool cats and kittens.
So he's sentimental for his alarm, and then he starts playing with his lamp. He turns it on and off for a minute, and he's
Bringer of light.
He's like, we always understood each other.
and then this is also one of my favorite parts too, when he goes into his drawer to pick out something nice to wear, and he brings out one flannel shirt, and he's like, no, and then he takes out another one, and he just stares at it for 12 hours.
Yeah, they tell him that I think Robbie tells him that Fran made Clydesdale pancakes out of horses somehow. It doesn't make sense. And and he just stays up there holding these shirts until essentially Gary's about to arrive.
He just stands in front of the mirror holding up the flannel shirt.
Yeah, he's like, I'll just go with the plaid. Goodbye, other shirt.
So he wasted his entire day not doing anything, and Fran is just like, where is your father? And then
he's still saying goodbye to his shoe tree.
Yeah, and he's coming down the stairs, and he's like, hello, goodbye, banister. And he's like, goodbye, stairs. He's like,
he doesn't want to single any one of the stairs out.
and then there's also Charlene's holding the baby, and he's got a little dinosaur. He's like, not the mama, Gary. Not the mama, Gary. And then he has Gary eat Earl.
Yeah, and then Fran has to take Gary from him, and tells her mom that she's never going to call this guy dad, even if he buys her gifts and cash and a phone in her room. And then she kind of starts looking at the Gary doll a little bit like, if he does those things.
And and Earl finally makes it in the living room, and he wrote a little speech. Mm-hmm. And right before he could say his goodbyes, the doorbell rings. He drops the letter. He's just like, See ya.
Oh, and then we finally get to introduce to Gary and hear his voice for the first time.
Oh yeah, but there's also another a funny line though. Right after he says "see ya," he's just like, "Kids, you might want to avert your eyes, or otherwise you're gonna need a lot of therapy."
Oh, they're already gonna need therapy. Like, Earl is so mean to them all the time.
So yeah, that Earl opens the door and it's just Gary's foot.
Yeah, you just see one giant foot that extends out of frame.
And he goes for the pressure point, and Gary doesn't even realize that he's doing anything.
He says, I believe he's like, "Hey, what are you doing? Cut that out." And Earl's just like, "Fran, I don't think I'm winning."
He smashes a hole in the roof, which, first of all, that's just rude.
It's gonna be his house, to be fair.
He can't even fit in the house.
I know. They have to look at, like, you can see his foot out the door and his face kind of through the hole in the ceiling. And this is like a new character, Gary. I assume he's only in this episode, but he's voiced by Steve Landsberg, who is the bailiff on Harvey Birdman.
Oh my god!
And that's pretty much it. That's the only thing I know him from. No offense.
Also, I'm pretty sure that is just the Roy head.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure they just used Roy's head, like, through the little window thing he created on the roof.
Yeah,
the sun window.
Roy is not a dilophosaurus.
No. You know what? Okay, we brought up dilophosaurus again, the word that I can almost say. Another thing is, it is the state dinosaur of Connecticut.
Oh,
this
wow.
is a fun fact. And I told you earlier off air that our states of, you live in Florida. If you didn't know, I live in Louisiana, and we don't have state dinosaurs. It's fucked up.
Yeah, because we're underwater.
Yeah, we still are, and we always have been.
But, I mean, Connecticut, KT Ska, right?
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, that's another thing that's not going to be relatable. I used to be on, I was on, the Connecticut Ska forum. I was on Syracuse Ska. I was on all these different ska forums that were for states I lived nowhere near, because there was not a Ohio or Cincinnati ska when I was a kid. Probably, hopefully still isn't one. I'd like to think that my band and, the Pinstripes were the only Cincinnati ska bands of note. Oh no, I'm going to have friends listen to this and be like, what about my band?
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh well.
Too bad.
Can't please skank with all the people all the time.
Yeah, but you can skink with some of the people some of the time.
That's true. All right, let's pick it up.
So, so they're looking. He's looking through the hole, and he's complimenting Fran, and Fran's having none of it.
Oh
she
yeah,
does not.
She's
pissed.
Yeah, she lets it loose on him, and she tells him that she loves Earl. It's the only male she'll ever love, and that this guy's a dick for just deciding all of this for her, which is very true.
I know. He met her 5 days ago.
Yeah, and just within that same day found her address. So he probably, he's 50 foot tall. He probably just stood there and could see her go all the way home.
But I do like when Earl's just like, here's your new wife, and here's your son Robbie, and then here's your new baby.
He's just introducing them all. I like when Fran says that she loves Earl, and then Gary's like, he looks sort of short and dumpy from up here. From down here, he looks just fine. You you arrogant jerk.
Earl does not deserve this praise that he's getting from his family.
No, not at all. He has not earned this. They should have just accepted Gary.
They really fucking saved his ass.
I like how it's not even like he's not convinced. Gary's not convinced by anything. He's just is very immediately unattracted to Fran because she's yelling at him.
Yeah, and he realizes that he's like, well, maybe I wasn't ready to settle down.
He's like, Earl, you married this 19 years? You must be made of steel. And Earl's just like, she's had a hard day, what with being widowed and all.
It was like a line about being a little less horrible.
Oh, God.
So, thanks to Earl's loving family, Gary is convinced that he should leave. Yeah. So he does. And he doesn't kill Earl.
They tell him to put the pine trees back where he found them on his way out.
I know.
Yeah, he could probably take Earl's job at the We Say So as a tree pusher, for real. That's what he should have gone for.
Well, we don't even know what Gary does for a living.
That's true. He could be a mountain pusher.
Yeah, like we don't know.
A model.
Maybe he makes $5 an hour. I mean, he has enough money to afford lawyers. So.
Oh, that's true. Assuming that lawyers cost money, which I assume they do because they just, they suck.
Yeah, unless they also go by the code of the wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
And so Gary leaves, and I love it. Robbie like goes to Fran. He's just like, Mom, there's this big dinosaur at school that's been giving me trouble.
Oh God, that's so good. Earl's so offended.
I know, and then the best line in the show happens at this point where Earl's like, hey, if anyone is gonna go beat up a kid at your school, it's gonna be me.
Yeah, he's like, I'm the father here.
It made me laugh out loud, so loud.
Then,
that's the best.
Then Fran tells Earl how brave he was in facing down Gary, even though really Fran faced down Gary. I mean, Earl still did come out the door, go right at his ankle, ready to go.
Yeah, his ankle was trembling.
Yeah, which Fran says she didn't see herself, but she'd be happy to say so in front of the neighbors. and then they smooch and then roll credits.
Yeah, because they're about to go fuck.
They're about to fuck. Robbie isn't the only one who fucks in this episode.
Yes. So yeah. Also, okay. So that the episode ends.
Yeah.
Where was Ethel this entire time? By the way,
for the last scene.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
She wasn't anywhere around.
Did she just not get? She was just like over it.
Is she like sleeping in the closet?
Yeah, that must be it. I mean, she's pretty old. She's got to get a rest.
I feel like she would be so happy.
Yeah, there should have been like that scene with her in it, because she should have been like dropping some good lines like, "Yeah, come get him, Gary."
Yeah, like I feel like she would just be like she would come out in like a cheerleader's outfit.
It's a miracle, and she could walk again, and she does a cheer. But yeah, I guess she can be sleeping on that pillowcase, the dinosaur's pillowcase, vintage pillowcase that I have. Her quote under her picture says that she needs her beauty sleep. So that's probably what's up.
But yeah, I just thought it was weird that maybe they didn't have enough puppeteers for that scene.
Yeah, I don't know what the budget was for season 1. Maybe they couldn't, or maybe there just weren't that many puppeteers in existence.
Yeah,
I've never met one, so I don't know.
Never met a puppeteer.
I've never met a puppeteer. It's pretty sad. I hope we could meet some puppeteers and bring them onto the show and talk to them.
I hope so.
That's a good idea.
Audience, if you know some puppeteers and they want to be on the show.
Yeah, my friend Saoirse, who is the only confirmed person I know, will be listening. Do you know any puppeteers?
Days and days. Do you know any puppeteers?
Who is that? Gordon Ramsay. Do you know any puppeteers?
Gordon Ramsay definitely knows puppeteers.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Are you gonna say he fucks puppeteers?
How did you read my mind? I was gonna say that. I was like, that's not even a sentence that needed said. So I stopped, which I've never done. That was a fucking big moment in my life, as I stopped myself from saying something.
Tons of breakthroughs in this episode, folks.
So we were talking about like different people that we would like to bring on, like dinosaur experts would be cool. Mm-hmm. You said you know a dinosaur enthusiast?
Yes, I do.
But you don't think they like you?
I don't know.
Everyone likes you, Tim. Don't do that.
They are a nice person.
Everyone I know is like, I love Tim, and like most of these people that don't even know who you are, so it's weird. But but I hear it every time I leave my house.
Yeah, we should. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll get some dinosaur experts, some puppeteers. We'll get Jim Henson's son on the show.
Brian
Henson. We'll aim high.
Brian, hit us up.
We'll shoot for the moon and maybe fuck a star on the way down. I don't know how that saying goes.
At Sinclairity 2 on Twitter.
Yeah, hit us up at Sinclairity 2 on Twitter for if you know any puppeteers, or if you know anyone who likes us, who would be fun to talk to about dinosaurs. Like a 5-year-old. Like 5-year-olds like talking about dinosaurs.
They do. We could have 5-year-old me on this show.
Oh, we're gonna need a little Timmy.
Mm-hmm.
Tiny Timmy.
There you go.
But what else? What else do we want to talk about this episode? It was definitely, like I said, this week I got really deep into dinosaurs.
I love this episode. That's all I have to say about it.
You won me over with it, you know. I got like this little Earl Sinclair action figure on my desk now that watches me record. I got a stack of trading cards that I found on eBay. I'm excited about it. I ordered you those comics, which hopefully are pretty decent.
We'll see when they get here eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
So yeah, I love this episode. I still love Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie was great in this. There's earlier when he tries to get his dad to let him help him fight, and Earl is just like, maybe if you're 40 foot taller someday.
Yeah,
it was not going to help.
The scale again, the dinosaur scale is just ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
in this episode.
Yeah, not only scale, like I do want to dive deeper into whether any of these dinosaurs were around at the same time as each other, because I don't know enough about that. And
that too. Like I
know the names of most of the periods, I just don't really know, because Jurassic Park fucked me up already with it being a bunch of different periods in that movie too.
Yeah, plus it's called Jurassic Park.
Yeah, because that's just the coolest name. That's the coolest option.
I know, but like
because of the band Jurassic 5.
The shout out to any member of Jurassic 5 that wants to be on the show.
Please.
Charlie Tuna, any of them. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Is like the Jurassic period was so early, and like the tagline for Jurassic Park was like 60 million years in the making or whatever. But the 60 million years from the release of Jurassic Park was the final age of the dinosaurs, the Cretaceous period. Yeah,
which I assume would be where the Sinclairs were.
Yes.
So that should have been the tagline for dinosaurs, not Jurassic Park.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I got nothing really else to say about this episode.
Oh well, I know somebody who has something to say about it. This IMDb user.
Oh yeah, here we go. This
heard a great review. Go. So okay, here it is.
Just for anyone who hasn't listened to anything else yet, if like this is your first episode, Ben has been reading the IMDb reviews of every episode, and they're delightfully misspelled and mistranslated.
Yeah, it definitely has to be a translation error, or it's a genius. Like this is like this is embarrassing. I have like different Yelp accounts and Yahoo Answers accounts, and I just go on and just say weird shit. Like, but it's not, nothing that will hurt anyone's feelings or upset anyone. I just go on and I make no sense, and then later on, like I sent like a question into Yahoo, but I don't remember what it was about now. I think it was asking if like chameleons could do any cool like tricks or some shit, and I said like I need you to answer now because they're about to kick me out of this PetSmart. And that one got read on my brother and me, and I was pretty proud of that.
Oh my god!
So if you ever on Yahoo Answers and look up the user Brian Shabong, that's actually me. I'm sorry for lying to you all.
Also, if anyone knows the person who wrote the Yahoo Answers Babby meme, Please come on the show.
Okay, so this review, it's titled The Challenge with a bunch of exclamation points. And it's a 7.5 out of 10 review. It was posted February 15, 2020. This is a new review.
They must have caught on to what we were doing.
It says first watch 1993. How many times did they watch it? 3 times. I didn't notice that in the previous episodes. That tells you that information if they fill that in. So, okay, here we go. On dinosaurs, civilization was a strange role. If someone else interests on some married female, he can challenge his husband to take her. It's happened with Fran at the market. A giant T-Rex carry on her shopping cart. Afterwards, sent a legal note requiring your rights. In a few days, he shows up at Earl's house to fight for Fran. Earl smart, try to support for your friends. All of them denied, saying that's Earl's problems. At home, he prepares his son about to come. I haven't read this yet. Even Fran, however, the day... What the f... That's the worst
to come.
Okay, prepares his son about to come. Even Fran. However, the day arrive, what he will do. Fight is out of question due to the highest and strong dinosaur. See by yourself the clever screenplay and final solution. Oh, that's a good review. I don't know what they were trying to say when they said prepare his son about to come. And Fran too. Oh, it's too much.
Holy shit.
So yeah,
thank you to that person.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So let's go ahead and wrap this one up. And let's see what... Oh man, I'm trying to find out what next week's episode is.
I believe it's the Howling.
The Howling? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It is.
Which is a really Robbie-centric episode, so you know it's going to be good.
It's going to fuck. This episode's going to fuck. Everybody, if you're not staying tuned weekly already, this should be it. Like, now you have to, because Robbie's about to fuck.
He's preparing to come.
I'm so mad. I read like half a sentence just to make sure it was going to be fucking dumb. And then I was like, I'm not going to read this until on air so I can experience it for the first time with everyone else.
Don't forget to I think we dropped the Twitter early in the episode, but you can follow us at Sinclairity 2 on Twitter,
or you can go to our Facebook group, Sinclairity A Dinosaurs Tale, and
hit us up if you know any puppeteers or dinosaur experts or enthusiasts,
or if you think we're cute.
Yeah.
I think we might be taken. Okay,
baby Sinclair cute.
Oh god. Yeah, I qualify. You made pancakes this morning that looked like baby Sinclair.
Yes, they were very good too.
Creepy little eyes. I'm glad they were good. I made scrambled eggs that didn't look like anything. Shit happens.
Disgusting.
I thought I was gonna see God in my eggs.
Yeah.
Okay,
you like them fried or fertilized.
If somebody does that pickup line, like, how do you like your eggs in the morning? Are you supposed to say fertilized? Because that's gross. I'd rather prepare my son about to come. Okay, so this has been Sinclairity, A Dinosaur's Tale. Yep. Remember, I'm Ben Hand Up Me.
And we're gonna need another Timmy.
And enjoy the extinction and prepare son to come.
Alright.
See you next week.
Goodbye, everybody.
Hello! I hope we scared you. We're back real quick because when we first recorded these episodes, we didn't have a theme song. We weren't grateful to anybody in our lives, so we didn't have acknowledgments or thank yous to give at the end. And so I just wanted to add real quick, thanks to Scotch Network for recording the theme song for us. It's just it's like a ska punk cover of the theme song to the show Dinosaurs. And then my friend Amy Shenanigans, who has saved my life on at least one occasion, drew beautiful portraits of me and Tim where we look real cute and had pink cheeks and stuff, and I drew some scary, crudely drawn hand puppets surrounding us, and it became our logo for now.
You can bring them back from the dead.
And then, I think that's the only people I care about. Who else should we thank?
Well, we gotta thank Mr. Zach George, the wonderful editor and producer of this show.
No.
Who else is gonna put up with our bullshit?
That's true. Zach is a lovely human being and is doing the worst job for free. I mean, he keeps asking me for money, but it's not going to happen. But, yeah, thanks, Zach. We appreciate you a lot here. And if you want to check us out on Twitter at A Dinosaurs Tale, or you can email us at Sinclairity Podcast. And my phone number is 513-952-3280. Zach, please bleep that out. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, and also make sure to check out Scott2 Network on YouTube and Twitter. And and
you can go to @AmyShenanigans on Instagram to see all their other work and stuff.
Yeah,
and Zach, you can probably see Zach if you look out your window currently. So
yeah, and you could probably find his family too.
Yeah, he's got 8 kids, several wives.
He's a polygamist.
He is. He's a ska-ligamist. He doesn't even listen to any ska. I don't know why I just gave him that. But yeah, hopefully with all that, Zach can piece some stuff together. Mm-hmm. Include that in it before I